Let's answer some questions. What to do when you lose the confidence for your work but still need to deliver because of some of the commitments that you made to your audience? We call that every project ever for pretty much every filmmaker ever. I mean, especially when you get into post-production and like the first cut. First cut of anything I ever do is panic inducing, always. I'm a little better about it now because I'm so used to that, and I keep it in mind when we first do that first rough cut that this is going to be terrible, and not to freak out and just, okay, where are the problems and let's start solving them. And then you just start solving them bit by bit. And then you get to the point to where you show it to other people and you watch it with fresh eyes, and you can kind of see it with fresh eyes when you watch it with people who haven't seen it before. You're seeing the issues and you're feeling it in your gut, and it just makes your gut turn, and you figure out what those problems are and you solve them and you keep moving in that direction. If it's something where legitimately you're just not happy with it, but you made commitments and you have to move forward with it, lesson learned. Learn from what mistakes you made on that one and take it to the next one. Always just working toward the next one. That's how I think about everything. This is a stepping stone to that, is a stepping stone to that. And each time I'm trying to get better and better and better, leading to the first feature. But even after the first feature, I'm sure it's going to be riddled with nothing but mess ups that I wish I didn't make, but I'm going to take that to the next feature, and so on and so on. And that's basically how I look at it as a whole. I don't let any of that stuff stop me or even slow me down. I always look at it as learning experiences and things that I'm grateful for, because it's maturity by fire within filmmaking that you can take to the next one. Any advice for someone who's recently dropped out of film school? I felt like I wasn't learning anything in my program, but now I'm living at home and there isn't much of a filmmaking hub in my area. Minus the dropping out aspect, that's exactly what I did. I didn't drop out of film school, but after film school, I still went back home. My parents were cool enough to let me live there for a little bit longer because I didn't have any money. All of my money was spent by going and doing my education. And today it's debatable whether you need to even do that anymore. There's so much great information online. At the time when I went to film school, that was not a thing. There wasn't any to be had at all. But now you can get all the information that you would get from a film school online. Now, for some people, it's still really great to go to film school, but that's not what we're talking about. Either way, if you weren't getting anything out of it, I think it's great that you moved on. And maybe now it's time to just learn by doing. I mean, that's what I even did after film school. I went to film school, went home, lived with my parents, and just learned by doing. I had no film community. I was in South Florida and there really wasn't any to speak of. So, you know, it was about getting friends together that were cool enough to give me their time and help me make a thing. But I was the only person there that knew anything about filmmaking, but I still made it work. I mean, there were times, even when we shot Tell, I think my 13-year-old little sister was a boom op during production. So it was just whatever I had to do to make it work, to make it happen, was what I did. But even at first, before doing short films after film school, I had like 3 jobs, just doing what I could to raise as much money as I could to get my gear. So I had gear to use to make things. Once I had that, then it was just, if I had friends that were in bands or just going out to local shows and then talking to those bands, hey, would you mind if I started filming your concerts? Would you want to do a music video? I did a lot of things for free, just again, building my experience, my skill set, and my network slowly over time. And by doing things for people, which has been my entire career, I do things for people, I make things happen for them. And then in turn, they're willing to help you with the stuff that you're going to do. So it becomes this great collaborative relationship between people. And that's the way that I've been able to build things up over time. Favorite guilty pleasure movie? I don't want to say on camera. All right, don't look at me. Don't. It's Step Up. Not all of them, like the second one, because I think the dancing's cool, but like, don't tell anybody. What comic book, if you had the chance, would you adapt into a film? Doesn't have to be superhero. It wouldn't be superhero. The one that, there's 2 that I really love. One is a graphic novel called Blankets, which I just adored, and I would love to adapt that. And another is Lock and Key, which they're not making a feature, they're making into a series right now. They tried before and then it didn't work out, and now they're doing it again. And I'm very excited about that. I think that is a great series. If you haven't read it, definitely do that. Last question, in your experience, what is the safest, most cost-effective, overall best way to film outdoors in areas you don't necessarily have a permit to shoot in? Talk to your film commission and find out what the rules are, because depending, I mean, I haven't done this in a very long time, so I'm not 100% sure, but back in the day, there were certain rules about not having a tripod. Like if you were all handheld, there were certain things you could get away with with in certain places. If it's private property, obviously that's a totally different discussion and just don't do it. But if it's public property, there are ways that you could get around certain things. You just need to know what those rules and laws are. So definitely talk to your local film commission and figure that out. And when I was much younger, I would just not ask for permission. I would just do it and then try to get in and out as quick as I could without being caught. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying, like, it happened.
Logo.
So that's it for today, which means it's time for my suggestion of the week, which I don't have one today. I couldn't think of one. So help me out. What's your suggestion of the week below? I'd love to get one, for once. Hook me up. Suggest me something. And until next time, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.